Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to be showing off the new Wicked Bloodline category team, new to global with the AGL Metal Cooler. One of the videos linked at the end will be my summons, make sure you check those out. So obviously, kind of spoiler alert, we did manage to pull a copy of the AGL Cooler. I managed to find a Rainbow Star friend, so we jumped into Boss Rush just to try out the team. Frieza race team is one of the first videos I ever made on my channel, like very early, was an all Frieza race team. But back then, you know, there's like no Frieza unit that had an all types kind of leader skill. Obviously the tech transforming Frieza wasn't out then. So the team was using the Tech Final Form Cooler, who gives, I think it's like 2 key and like 40% to Tech, Physical and AGL, and just kind of had to put together a team of Frieza race units out of those. But obviously we couldn't take on an event that was, you know, too hard. But then we got the Tech Transforming Frieza, and that made things a lot easier. And now of course we have the actual proper category. Let's go for Goku. So see what the Rainbow friend here can do. I kind of want him with the LR Metal Cooler, but because the LR Metal Cooler doesn't have Fierce Battle, we are obviously going to lose out on quite a bit of attack. So let's do it this way instead. We're not going to get the 18 key super this time, so that's fine. I'll probably get I guess we could put the LR Metal Cooler on a different rotation and have him as a main unit. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, Goku. So, yeah, Metal Cooler is a unit that I've been waiting for quite a long time. Like this team, like even Physical Cooler, like he's how old now? He was the 120 lead that came out straight after the Super Saiyan 4s. And here he is. He is a unit that I would love to have Rainbow. I'd love to pull more copies of him. But so one thing that I haven't actually seen, so obviously I've been playing around with the team. Since I managed to awaken Cooler, I've been playing around with the team a little bit. One thing that I haven't actually managed to see yet is the transformation. Because like Tapion, he transforms into his giant form when you start the turn below 50% HP. And especially with units like Tech Golden Frieza, this team is very, very good defensively. So, especially here against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I think it's probably quite unlikely that we're going to end up below 50% health. Honestly, I think the only way that it's probably likely to happen is if Gogeta super attacks the AGL Metal Cooler. But he is obviously a very good defensive unit as well. So, I mean, and of course, yeah, I guess bringing Tech Transforming Frieza is kind of antithetical to that, because he's going to heal us at the start of every turn. But hey ho, let's see what we can do here. So yeah, just give you all of those. Pretty sure he's going to finish him off here. So yeah, 1.5 on the attack stat, no support units on the rotation. That's, I think, the only thing that maybe lets the team down a little bit in terms of how you would, I say let down, but in the way you would normally go about building a team, because obviously most of the time you're going to build a team with 2 main rotations and then a bunch of support units, but there's not a huge amount of support units even on this category, and then the ones that there are share the same names with other units that you probably would want to use instead. So like for example the physical Golden Frieza from the Broly story event is a movie boss's support unit, so he'll support, you know, all the coolers and some of the Frieza units, but not all of them, like for example the Angel Golden Frieza. But of course he is just named Golden Frieza, so you wouldn't be able to use the tech one. Then of course we have the Int Metal Cooler, who's been a pretty consistent good extreme support unit. But of course, he shares the name with the new leader of the team, so you can't use him either. So This is more like an old school team, kind of like when Fusion, well, I say Fusion's not as a category, like back in the day when the Fusion team was a big thing. We're talking like STR Gogeta, AGL Super Vegito, you know, that sort of thing. You didn't need support units, you literally just had 6 really strong units on a team and you could blow through pretty much anything. Whereas now, obviously, you can still do that, especially with how crazy a lot of the categories are, but nowadays it seems most people are agreed that the more effective kind of team building is to bring 2 solid rotations and then support units. So I do feel like that is one of the places where this team is lacking a little bit. There is the free-to-play GT Freezer that is a support unit. He's not terrible. I mean, I guess I could have brought him as well. I just threw this team together with the, you know, 6 best Freezer race units that came to mind. But with some testing, I would imagine that having a support unit, in most cases, is better than not. Especially when the team is so powerful. Like, a lot of the time, unless you're on the final stage of like a Dokkan event or you're in Super Battle Road or something, a lot of the time on teams like this, especially considering Cooler gives 170% to all 3 stats, like across the board, you're not going to have the third person actually get to attack all that often. So like this rotation, for example, if we do this for this rotation, I would imagine that Tech transforming Frieza at the end is not going to get to attack. So let's see. So I mean, there's no real difference if that Tech transforming Frieza was a support unit instead. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference. Like, the first 2 units are still going to get that KO, but we might take a little bit less damage. I mean, in this particular Dokkan event, it's really not going to matter because the team is so powerful. But Super Battle Road or things like Battlefield, you know, that's where support units really shine, and the category doesn't really have any that are that good. But I mean, there you go. I was wrong, and transforming Frieza got to take him out. I guess the fact that the LR Metal Cooler had type disadvantage probably didn't help us. But I mean, yeah, the team is a lot of fun. It is something I've been looking forward to for quite a while. So okay, yeah, it definitely doesn't surprise me. He's got more links with the other version of himself. So let's do this, and then we'll give you those. So I'm very much looking forward to trying out this team in some other different scenarios. So I mean, we're going to obviously try the extreme only Super Battle Road, which I figure this team is going to have no problem with whatsoever. That is definitely a mode where we are much more likely to see the AGL Cooler actually transform. And just like any other units that have the transformations like the Great Ape or like Tapion, those are hugely useful in things like Super Battle Road and Battlefield, where you can have 2 whole turns of taking no damage while dealing out free damage to the enemies, essentially. So I'm very much looking forward to running that. I also want to try out, you have to use some kind of weird units, including like the Cooler from the barbershop and things like that, but I'm going to try out the extreme AGL, like versus, you know, Super STR stage of Super Battle Road, using an all AGL Wicked Bloodline team, because the, you know, you got like AGL Golden Frieza, you got the AGL Final Form Cooler from the World Tournament banner, who's a support unit. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be some pretty good stuff, right? I mean, I feel like it's doable. The team's going to have some weird units, like I said, like the Final Form Cooler, well, sorry, 4th Form Cooler, like Frieza's original Final Form, the Cooler from the barbershop. Like, even on a good team under a 170% leader, he's not going to be the best unit, but wow, good work, emulator. Like, the cursor just seems to disappear on the thing sometimes, but there you go. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Getting the 18 key super with the Metal Cooler army. Obviously, of course, we're gonna grind out those free-to-play Metal Coolers and try out the all Metal Cooler team using the AGL leads, the LR Metal Cooler army, and then 4 of the 5 free-to-play ones. I think we'll drop the AGL one is just a key support. whereas all the others have abilities that are probably much more useful. So stay tuned for that. We've got a load of Cooler and Wicked Bloodline content coming up over the next couple of days, including we pulled a very special unit in the summons, enabling me to rainbow a very, very good unit. So definitely got to do a showcase for that. No spoils. So I mean, if you've seen the summoning video, you know who I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out after this, and then you will know who I'm talking about. I tested him out last night a little bit, and yeah, absolute beast. Such a good unit, and I'm very, very happy to have him rainbowed. So stay tuned for that coming up in the next couple of days as well. So physical final form Cooler 1.3. Can he? Nah, he's not gonna take him out even with some additional supers. But I mean, look at how good this team is defensively. Like, we haven't used a single healing item. We're on full health. I mean, I guess like it's widely talked about that Dokkan outside of like Super Battle Road isn't really a challenge anymore. But you know, any big sort of main category team is probably going to be able to no items Super Battle Road, Boss Rush now, unless you get very unlikely. There are actually a couple of stages of Super Battle Road that I've managed to do with no items, so I think I might have to do some of those 4 videos, because the introduction of more and more powerful category leaders is making some of the older, like the original 10 mono team Super Battle Roads really easy. Like Extreme AGL, you can make a full Extreme AGL movie bosses team. There was a very specific build you kind of had to use, but now that we've got the AGL Metal Cooler who fits into that as well, they'll be even easier. So I'll definitely have to do that in the coming days as well. So, but yeah, unfortunately, using Tech Transforming Frieza on this team, much like the Transforming Goku and Vegeta, and even the Frieza since he came out, it's very unlikely that we're ever going to see Golden Frieza on this team. In fact, I don't think in the couple of like runs of different playtesting that I've done so far, I don't think I've even seen Final Form Frieza out of the Transforming Frieza. So, but you know, he's a good unit anyway. Consistent healing and decent damage. So that is the Wicked Bloodline team. Very, very strong team. Going to be having a lot of fun with this over the next couple of weeks, testing out different things. So stay tuned for more stuff involving Metal Cooler and the Frieza clan. Drop any suggestions in the comments below of things you think I should do, like theme teams, any of that sort of stuff. I love taking your guys' ideas and turning them into interesting videos, so feel free to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you would like to see. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. If you liked what you saw, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow my Twitch and all of my other social media and stuff in the description below, as well as the link to my Discord, so feel free to join and come say hello. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.